you want?
No, it's fine.
I've got one in.
No. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, it's all good. Someone's there. It's like really sweet and like 3 seconds later. Oh, is there a big delay?
Yeah, but it matches what your movie is. So
Okay.
I
Okay, that's fine. As long as I'm not out of sync. I mean, I am out of sync. That's my permanent state, but as long as it doesn't show on the screen.
True reflection.
Yeah. So, do I get feedback? Oh, me, yeah, definitely. Is that delivery? Yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah. I expect it's delivering all that stuff. Lizzie does. And I've got a big I've actually got access to a huge fan as well, but let's not talk about that, because that's diesel. No, not unless you get a license. Which you can do.
Does that have a circulation?
We've got everything.
Well, you borrow some tools.
Probably. As long as you hurt yourself.
Well,
My dad cut himself there with circular saw. Or was it there? I think cricket injury was that. Circular saw straight through his thumb. Nearly chopped his
I do
thumb.
not want to go to hospital for them the next year.
I was in hospital last week to apparently a corona ward.
Really?
Don't know if it's true.
Dad says the BRI is already pretty maxed up, so ICU.
Really?
They've only got 10 ventilators, and they're waiting on
Can I still hear this?
I don't know.
Just alarming information.
It's not that alarming. No more alarming than the crap on the news. We're about to do yoga, it's fine. 58. How do you know how many people are watching?
I was just thinking that.
How is it this, do you think? Do you think that's viewers? That's probably viewers, isn't it?
Yeah.
People.
There's,
Cool.
should I say how to sign up?
70 something, wasn't it, last time? 80? Right, so we're in there. Oh, someone's gone.
But not everyone might join.
50.
Oh, that's my team at work. And all my really good friends. I just my mouth is a little bit.
You got a high Stephanie back. Right, I'm going to go sit on my mat so people don't think they're in the wrong place. Do you mess with me? I trust you. Huh? Alright folks, we're going to start in a minute. If you want to grab any props that you have, you're more than welcome to use them. If you haven't got any yet, we've got loads and we can deliver. So please, if you are desperate to have anything in your yoga artillery, then check out our website. You can get mats, blocks, bolsters, straps, all the things. And yeah, props are great. Props help you do things properly. I'm not going to use anything today because I'm sure there's lots of people who haven't got anything yet. But as I said, if you want to, then please by all means grab them. If you haven't got any props, maybe get a blanket or a cushion, and maybe have like an extra layer or some socks or something for Shavasana. Grab a glass of water or a cup of tea, and we will start in 30 seconds. I'm just going to check the computer again. How do you do that? do that all the time, just send hearts to each other until one of us gets bored. Right. Alright guys, so we're going to just start down on our backs. So to make sure you're nice and comfortable, I may flip from one end of the mat to the other. You don't need to move like that, it's just because the microphone's here. So depending on where my head is, I might roll around. But unless I tell you, just start one way and stay that way, okay? So we're going to come down onto our backs. And by all means, if you want to put a blanket under your head or a cushion or something, then go for it. And just come and either take your legs long, or you could stand your knees up and let them rest on each other. Just try and get as much of your back body into the mat as you can. Maybe give your shoulders a big hug so you can get as much of your back down as possible. Tuck your chin slightly so the back of your neck's long. And then either let your arms fall out to the sides or bring your hands onto your belly. We're just going to spend a few minutes down here just tuning out of off our mats and tuning in onto our mats, into our bodies. So of course, if the position you're in isn't comfortable, please adjust it and make sure that you are. Once you've got your body comfortable, then come check in with your breath. Just let it do its own thing for a moment while you watch it. Noticing its temperature, where's it going, what rhythm is it in, is it balanced? And then if you fancy, you could try come and try and take a little bit more control. So we're going to try and find a count that works for you. Start with maybe like 3 or 4, and you can extend that a little longer if you like. And you're going to inhale for that count, and exhale for that count. So inhaling, 2, 3, 4, exhaling, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, and exhale. And as you breathe this way, perhaps you notice a little pause naturally forms between the breath, or maybe you can add it. Inhaling, pausing, feeling that fullness. Exhaling, pausing, feeling that space. And you can't do this wrong. So just find your breath, connect with it. Try and bring balance to your inhales and your exhales. Maybe you start to explore all the places you can fill up, starting perhaps with the ribs and the belly and the chest. And then feeling them empty out bit by bit, ready to start again. Maybe as you breathe in, you feel your back body expand, pressing firmer into the mat. And as you exhale, feeling a little lighter, a little softer. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to use your next inhale to fill yourself up totally full, full to bursting. Hold it. And exhale, let go. 2 more. And then just let your breath settle back to its natural rhythm. If you want to maintain a connected breath throughout your practice, you're very welcome. Or if your mind wanders away, you can always come back. Remember, as long as you're breathing, you get another chance. So from here, we're going to find our toes, find our fingers. If you did have something under your knees, maybe gently move it away and walk your feet up towards your hips, knees standing tall to the sky. So you can leave your hands on your belly if you like, or you can take them out into a T to your sides, or like a goalpost maybe. So bend the arms and hands go above the head. Try and keep your shoulders heavy and your jaw relaxed. And on your next exhale, both knees are going to fall to the right side. You can let them fall apart, or they could stack on top. Try and keep those shoulders heavy in the mat. Breathe here. Nice, steady breaths. Okay. Next inhale is going to bring you back through the middle. Reset those shoulders if you need to. And as you exhale, knees fall to the left. Breathe here. Good. And then just move with every breath. Inhaling to the middle, exhaling one side. Inhaling to the middle, exhaling to the other side. If you want to build a little more core strength, you could try squeezing the knees into the chest as you inhale, letting the feet float, and then finding your legs on the floor as you exhale to one side. Inhale, squeezing the knees in, feet float, and exhale the other way. Find 4 more, whatever extraness you fancy. Shoulders are heavy, face, jaw relaxed. Last 2. Now, whatever side your knees go to this time, just pause there and let yourself roll right onto that side. And just taking a moment here and then pressing yourself all the way up carefully to a comfortable seat. So we're going to try and kneel. So if your knees don't like being totally shut, or you don't feel comfortable sitting right on your heels, then bring something under your bottom. Again, cushion, bolster, block, whatever you've got. And just make sure that your knees are comfortable, your ankles are okay, and you're able to pull your spine nice and tall. I'm just going to rest the hands in the lap for a second, or we give the shoulders a few big circles. We'll go forwards first. Once you've got your circles, see if you can draw squares. Find the corners of each square. Good. And then let's go the other way. So circles first, and then squares in the other direction. Good. We'll interlace the hands, so wrap those fingers and then push the palms away. Extend out through the arms, but try not to lock out your elbows. Good. And pull those shoulder blades apart as you push the hands away, pull the belly in, and try and round the back. Good. And then we'll try and find the opposite. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to let the hands go up, which will give you more space for your chest, and puff your chest out first. So try and squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then if it feels okay to send your tailbone out behind you, you can. Just go to wherever feels good for you. Good. Reach your hands up, inhale, and bring your right hand down, keep your left arm long. Good. We're going to inhale again, lift that left hand, and walk the right fingers away as you exhale, bending through the side body. You could come down onto your elbow if that feels okay. Just try not to let your hips lift up. Good. Next inhale brings you up, both arms. And as you exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, reach up long through that right side. And exhale, bend, walk those left fingers away. Wherever you get to, just try and keep your heels and your bottom, or whatever you're sat on, nice and steady there. No wheelies. Inhale all the way back up. And as you exhale, palms face forwards, nice spiky fingers. Let's draw those elbows into the sides. Good. Squeeze down. Inhale, press the arms up. Lift the gaze if that feels okay. Exhale, squeeze the elbows down into the ribs. 2 more. Yeah, we're going to come and find a bit more movement through the chest. So coming back to your goalpost or cactus arms. As we inhale, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach the heart forwards. And as we exhale, we're going to squeeze the elbows together, spread those shoulder blades. Inhale, shoulder blades together, heart out. Exhale, elbows together, shoulder blades apart. It's fine, 3 more. Now last one. Elbows squeeze together, and if it feels good, you could bring them right down onto your thighs. Tuck your head, or even interlace your hands around the back of your neck. All right, bringing yourself carefully up. We're going to come to work on all fours, so if you want to put something across your space for your knees, like a blanket or something, then feel free. But remember, we can make ourselves lighter on our knees and on our hands by using our core. We've got big, strong bum, big, strong shoulders. You've got loads of muscles in your back and your belly. So come and find your knees under your hips-ish. You can tuck your toes or untuck them. And you want your hands somewhere around your shoulders. If they're slightly further forwards, you're going to have a bigger angle there, and so less tension. If they're right under your shoulders, and this is all a bit new to you, or you've been super busy with your hands, might be a bit much. So put them wherever you need them to be. You can always take your hips back a little bit so there's more weight in your legs. All right, let's find a comfortable spread between the fingers, and then try and get your hands stuck in the mud. So imagine your mat's made of grass, or as I said quite a few times recently, the spring has been horrendous. So put your hands down in the mud, or whatever it is. Feel strong there. Arms along. Try not to lock the elbows out. Spread those shoulder blades, and then draw the belly and the ribs up away from the mat. Push into the knees, into the tops of the feet or the toes, and gently start to squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, pelvic floor engaged. You can stay right here, or you could hover the knees a little bit if that feels good. Just keep the back nice and straight. Breathe. And release. Good. All right, we're going to come work with cat-cow, get some movement into the spine. So again, find your knees where they need to be, hands wherever works for you. Using your next inhale, you're going to reach out through your heart, draw your shoulders back, and start to lift your gaze. If it feels good, you can send your tailbone up as well. And as you exhale, roll the chin under, press the shoulder blades apart, and scoop your tail between your legs. Inhale, roll open through the front body. Exhale, roll open through the back body. And just use the full length of your breath to find the full length of your spine in each direction. If it feels good with your arms long, hips over knees, then carry on. If you like, you can start to bend into your elbows, rolling the chest lower, swooping up into cow, and then finding your cat and pressing the hips back to the heels into child's. If you're coming down into the elbows, keep the elbows in line with the wrists. Don't let them fly out to the sides. Squeeze them in. Find what you need. Let's do 4 more. Whatever works for you. Last one. And pausing in your cat. Maybe you press up onto the fingertips. Maybe you walk the hands a bit closer to the knees. Again, maybe you tuck the toes and squeeze the knees in. Whatever feels good for you. And then soften. We're going to come down into puppy pose. So if you've got a mat, you just want to make sure you're more towards the back than the front. Try and keep your hips over your knees or slightly in front. Try not to let them go behind your knees. You're going to walk your hands out in front of you to sort of a very stretched out all fours. And then we're just going to check in with the armpits. So try not to wiggle the bottom around here. Try and press the chest down. Try and stretch the armpits, the outsides of the shoulders. Just bobbing yourself up and down. If you want to breathe, you could inhale, look forwards and drop. And exhale, look back towards your knees and press open. Just start to bounce, to work into that space. And then keeping your hips high, let's walk the hands forwards and try to come down to rest either on your chest, if it gets there, or your forehead, or your chin. You can take your hands a bit wider than shoulders. You could bring them together. You could roll your palms up to the ceiling. For those of you with lots of space in your shoulders, try not to let your shoulder blades touch each other here. And make sure wherever you are, you can breathe. This is quite full on for most people. This is like the anti-modern day human being pose. We spend a lot of time like a T-Rex with our arms out in front of us, doing all the things, typing, driving, doing push-ups. But not only that, when we get worried about stuff, we tend to bring our shoulders up close to our ears, we roll our shoulders forwards. Anxiety, bad weather, they all create tightness in the chest and the upper back. So puppy pose helps undo all of that, but can be quite intense. So make sure you're breathing wherever you are. Let's find one more big breath in and out. As you press into the hands and start to sway those hips back. Bring your big toes together. You could take your knees apart if you like, or keep them touching, whatever works for you. As you press your hips back into child's pose. Keep your arms long for a moment while you just explore, getting those hips as far back as you can. Child's pose, you want to make sure your hips are heavy. So if when you come to rest your head down, you feel really heavy on your forehead, you could stack your hands, or grab a cushion or a block, or something to support you. And then let your arms relax. Good. From here, we'll roll the palms to the ceiling. Hands apart, or bring them together like a book. Feel your breath filling up your back body. And then bring your hands together and bring them behind your head. Either a little shark fin on top, or you could drape your fingers across your neck. Breathe here. And then finally, taking your hands back towards your feet. You can either drape your arms around your legs, or I like to thread mine down in between my knees. You might prefer to rest on one cheek here rather than your forehead. Just switch to the other side after a couple of breaths. And then bringing your hands forwards again. And walking both of them all the way over to the right side. Hips heavy, side body, left side body nice and long. Back through the middle and over the other way. And back to the middle and back to all fours. Okay, we're going to come up into downward dog. Rather than thinking of it as an up straight away, think of it as a back. So try and get your hands nice and strong in the mat. Get those arms nice and long, core is strong, and pull your hips back. Toes are tucked and hips reach back. Try and get your ears between your arms. And then let those hips float back and up. Keep the knees bent and really try and get a long, strong line from your hands to your hips. Don't rush to get your heels down, especially if it turns you into like a plank with your head sticking out of your arms. And you can keep those knees bent, maybe bend a bit deeper into one, maybe extend one leg longer. Just have a play here, walk out your dog, wag your tail, maybe take your feet as wide as your mat. But focus on the back with those hips. Your hips are the highest point, and it is a point. Your downward dog is a triangle, not a curve, not a hill. It's a mountain. Good. Last breath here. And then we'll bring the right foot towards the hands. So if you can do that from your downward dog, go for it. If you need to come onto all fours first, that's fine. Okay, and we'll just have a little rock in our lunge here. And then bring that left knee down onto the floor. Good, so plug both feet into the mat, nice and strong. Both thighs are strong, bottoms on, inside, bottoms on, as your hands come onto your thigh. And just be conscious here, you don't dump into your lower back, but that you're able to tuck your hips into neutral and keep your front knee over your ankle. If you've got loads of room, just walk your front foot further forwards. Okay, nice and strong. You can stay right there. Maybe inhale the arms up. You could work with that little breath technique we did at the beginning. So as you exhale, squeeze those elbows into the side. As you inhale, drive the arms up. You could do all of this with your back leg extended. Try not to think about lifting the knee, but push the back heel away. Find what you need for the next 5 breaths. You could also work with the rounding of the back we did. Exhaling, closing those elbows. And inhaling, pressing the heart forward, squeezing the shoulder blades. Find one more of whatever you're doing. Good, and bring yourself back down onto that back knee. Okay, we're going to find a twist here. So bring your left hand down, probably so it's about hip width, shoulder width to that right foot. And right hand is going to come onto your right knee. Roll your right shoulder open. Maybe that feels like enough. Maybe you extend the right arm up. Maybe you extend the left leg long and the left knee floats up. An option if you don't fancy lifting the back leg or you're not comfortable on the floor would be to bring your body up and twist through the upper back. Okay, bring yourself all the way back down and we're going to head back to downward dog. So you can go there from all fours or you could try and float that right foot back, lift it up. Give it a roll around and then come back to your downward dog. And we'll bring the left foot forwards. So again, however you need to get there, left foot comes towards the hands, have a little rock and roll. And then down onto that back knee. Nice and strong in the feet, legs, seat, core, as you bring your body up. Good. So just make sure you're not dumping. Tailbone's pointing down. Good. Maybe that's enough, or maybe you inhale, lift the arms. Maybe you exhale, squeeze the elbows into your sides. Find whatever you explored on the other side. Using your breath to move the arms or to just breathe. Maybe you push that right heel away and extend that right leg so it lifts off the mat. Find what works for you. Inhaling and exhaling. Moving, but still stable. Last one. And coming down onto the back knee. We'll bring the right hand to the floor. Again, shoulder hip width-ish. Left hand on the left thigh as you roll that left shoulder open. Good. All right, you could stay there. You could lift that arm up. You could press the right heel away. Or you could stay on the back knee and twist with your body higher. Good. Bringing yourself back down. And we'll head back to downward dog. So from all fours, we're trying to float that left foot. Find your way back into downward dog. All right, you're going to bring the right foot forwards again. And we're going to come up into Crescent Lunge, okay? So just be really careful that your feet aren't on a tight rope. So you want to have at least hip width between your feet. You can bring your hands onto your thigh and then bring your body tall. Stay on those back toes. Let's just find a little rock in the hips there till we find the right depth in our legs. Feet are nice and stable. Legs are strong, seats on, core strong. And let's inhale the arms up. If you have a really thick rug or something that you're practicing on, or this doesn't feel comfortable, you can obviously do all of this on your back knee. As you inhale, lift a bit taller, and as you exhale, twist out to one side. Reach out through the arms. Inhale, back up tall, and exhale, out the other way. Inhale, tall, exhale out. Last one. Inhale, tall. Exhale out. Good. Inhale back to the middle and find your way down onto your back knee if you're not. I'm going to come into lizard on this side. So we want to keep the hips level, press length into that back leg. You can bring your hands down, your elbows down, or if you've got something to lean on, feel free to lean on it. Try and keep your right knee over your right ankle to start with. And then if it feels good, let your right knee fall out to the side on purpose. Okay? You can always add extras, but just make sure you add them rather than autopilot does. Nice, full breaths. Inhaling, exploring. Exhaling, releasing anything that doesn't need to be there. All right, finding your way carefully back to downward dog. And we'll do the other side. So left foot comes forwards. And then get the core on, legs are nice and strong. You're not on a tight rope as you bring your body up. Or you come down onto your back knee, whatever you need. Find that stability, that strength. And then when you're ready, inhale the arms up. Good. Inhale even taller. And as you exhale, twist one way. Inhale again. Exhale the other way. One more each side. Inhaling up. Exhaling twist. Inhaling up. And exhaling twist. Inhale to the middle. And exhale down onto your back knee to explore lizard on this side. So again, just try and keep your hips level. Back thigh pressing forwards. And let your arms be supported by whatever you need. Keeping your left knee over your left ankle. If you want to let your left knee fall out now, do it on purpose. Good. Bringing yourself back and finding your way back to downward dog. All right, from here, we're going to find our way down onto our tummies. Let's drop the knees down. Let's make sure our hands are at shoulder width and they're nice and strong in the mat. Squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs. Pull the belly away from the mat. Bend the arms and take the shoulders forwards. Lower yourself down nice and steady so that your chest comes down between your hands. Untuck the toes. And maybe take a moment to just rest here, giving the hips a wiggle. Okay, we're going to bring the legs together. Untuck your toes and try and push the tops of your feet, your toenails, into the mat. Bottoms on about 50-60%, unless I suggest an increase. Keep it on otherwise, unless I say relax, okay? So bring those hands so you can tuck your thumbs into your armpits. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. If your elbows are really, really wide with your hands there, maybe take them a bit wider and then see if you can squeeze the elbows in towards your ribs. Okay, we're going to brush the nose along the mat as we inhale, look forwards, roll the shoulders back and down your back. Your shoulder blades squeeze towards each other, but not to touch. They slide down towards your hips. Bums on. It's increasing, 60, 70. Wherever your top is, it's on 100. You're not using your hands too much here. Using your back. And breathe. The feet are still down. The jaw's relaxed. Your breath might bob you around, but do keep breathing. There's a lot of muscles working. They need their food. Next exhale, release yourself down. Okay, this time, you're going to find your way to the top, and then if it feels good, you could push into the hands and see if you can go any further. This is not about turning it into breaking your lower back, so please, 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 if you feel anything down there, then stop. But if you turn your bum onto 100 at the top with just your shoulders, you should be able to safely explore a little bit more extension with the help of your arms. But you work with your limits. Inhale to start to lift the chest using the back of the body. Bum kicks into 100, press into the hands and see where you get to. Hips stay down, belly stays down. Breathe. Come down whenever you need, but if you can stay a little longer, stay a little longer. Keep those elbows close. And release down. We're going to do one more. You can choose whether you go back to the baby cobra or whether you come to explore a taller cobra. Remember, there's nothing babyish about any of these baby yoga poses. Just usually means you're closer to the floor. And that's fine. If that's where you need to be, work with it. So find 5 or 6 breaths exploring whichever cobra you choose, focusing on the length of your spine before you get it to bend. So really reach out the top of your head, pull your shoulders towards each other, but down your back, squeeze your bum, keep those feet plugged in, and breathe. And release. Maybe coming to rest the head on the hands, maybe taking your hands back to your hips, giving the hips a little wobble, and just taking a moment to let everything simmer down. Good. All right, bringing yourself back to hands under the chest or a little bit wider if you need. Elbows squeezing in. Tuck your toes. And we're going to try and press ourselves back to all fours. You don't need to do a full chaturanga, but you're welcome to do so. But remember, you want to get your hips up first. So tuck your toes, push out through your heels, thighs are on, and let your bum and your hips lift up first. And then press those shoulder blades apart as you squeeze the elbows in and try and lift the body nice and strong and straight away from the mat. And then find your way back into child's pose. Knees narrow or wide, arms forwards or back. Pick one of those options we worked on before. And let's take 8 breaths here. Nice, big, full breaths. Bringing your hands forwards if they're not, and finding your way back to all fours. Okay, we're going to come and stretch out the back and the shoulders now with thread the needle. So finding one hand nice and strong in the mat, arm is long, core strong, knees are balanced. As you inhale, reach the other arm all the way out and up. And try and twist without letting your hips rock back. Reach up tall. Let's take a few breaths here to just explore how far around we can twist. Press the floor down and reach up tall. Whenever your next exhale happens, twist back the other way, thread that arm in between the other arm and leg. Now, I like to keep my arm long, but you might want to drop down. But on your next inhale, you're going to twist all the way back up and open. And we're going to do 5 of those, so 4 more. Exhaling, reaching under the bed. Inhaling, reaching up to the sky. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, reaching up. Reaching under. And this time we'll come right down onto that shoulder, onto that cheek. You can leave your hips up in the sky, or you can sit them back onto your heels, or you can even stick the opposite leg out to the side. So whichever arm you've threaded through, put the opposite leg out. Maybe you walk that top arm forwards, maybe you wrap it around behind you. Just try and get as much twists and interesting sensations in the shoulders and the upper back here. Let your head relax, your breath be steady. Bring that top hand back down to your face. Pull yourself all the way back to all fours. Have a wiggle, and we'll do the other side. So, grounding down through the other hand, nice long arms, strong core, strong legs. Inhale, reach around, twisting through the shoulders, try not to rock back. Let's take a few breaths here. Next exhale, threads you underneath. Okay, 4 more. Inhaling tall. Exhaling under. Inhale up. Exhale under. 2 more. Last one. Inhaling up. Exhaling under. And coming down onto that shoulder, onto that cheek. And finding the arms and legs that work for you. Explore the same as the other side. But don't be surprised if you find a slight difference. And then bringing yourself back to all fours. Okay, we're going to come down to a seated position. I might just change the light slightly, it looks a bit glary on the screen. Okay, so if you have a cushion or a blanket or a block or a bolster or something, you're very welcome to sit up on it. If you sit up on it, you just want to make sure that like your legs hang off it, and so it's like right on the kind of crease between your bum and your thigh. We're going to take the legs out to a comfortable width, nothing crazy, and then try and draw your thighs back in towards your hips as you stand your toes nice and tall. And just take a moment to get settled there, but your legs are on, okay? Not floppy and soft and dumping down. We're able to use the strength of our legs to lift our body away from the floor. Now we're going to try and fold forwards. If you think you have a go and you get a bit stuck and it's actually all coming from your upper back, it's just your shoulders, go ahead and bring those knees closer so that you can really fold from your hips. You can feel your belly going forwards rather than just your chest. And maybe when you do that, you can find your feet. Or you can just hold your legs, whatever works for you. Let's take a nice big inhale to lengthen out that spine. And as we exhale, squeeze the toes towards you, pull the thighs in, pull the belly in, and reach your chin out. So try not to look at the floor. That'll encourage your back to round. Try not to have white knuckles as you grip your feet. You can use your arms to pull you a bit, but use those shoulder blades. So as we did in all those arm movements where we felt those shoulder blades working, use them here. That strength we built up in our cobra, use that to pull you forwards rather than just your biceps and your hand grip. Okay, we're going to take 5 more breaths here. If you feel like you can let the legs get longer, go for it. Just keep that back long and strong. Try not to let it round. Breathe. Good. And wherever you've got to, just carefully walk your hands over towards one leg. You can keep them inside, you could take one either side, you could hold your foot. Just try not to lose your neck and try and bring balance into your shoulders. Both toes still standing tall, and you're trying to lay your belly onto your thigh. Good. We'll walk ourselves nice and low back through the middle and over to the other side. So just take a moment, don't rush. Explore the options. See what works on this side. Good. Bringing yourself back to the middle. Walking yourself up tall. You're going to flex your left foot, close your left knee, and bring your left foot in towards your right thigh. Okay, you can keep a soft knee, a bent knee, or you can let your leg be straight if your hamstrings feel all right. But again, we're trying to go forwards, belly onto our thigh, rather than head to our knee, okay? So find what you need and just walk your face towards your foot. Look at your foot. That'll help you keep that length. You could hold it if you like. Just again, don't lose your neck or have white knuckles. Relax and breathe. Make sure this bent knee feels okay. If there's any pain or discomfort, maybe put some support underneath it, or perhaps take your foot more to your calf rather than your thigh. Okay, we're going to find a twist through our side body now. So bring your right arm inside your right leg. Press your left hand onto your left knee and spin your left ribs to the ceiling. You can look up also. Maybe that feels like enough. Or maybe you reach the right arm up, getting even more length there. Perhaps you bring the hands behind the head and interlace and push the right elbow into the thigh, giving yourself a bit more space. And twist. Keep those right toes tall. And bring yourself all the way up and carefully twist across your left side, keeping that spine nice and long and that right leg strong all the way to the tiptoes. All right, bring yourself back to the middle. We'll take the left leg out. Flex the right foot, close the right knee, and bring the right foot in towards the left side. Check in with that knee, make sure it's okay. And then spin yourself level and walk yourself forwards. Take your time. If you need to bend this leg, bend this leg. Work with what you've got today. Who knows what will be available tomorrow, but you're not there. So be here. Alright, coming to find that twist. So we'll bring that left arm inside the left leg, right hand onto the right knee as you twist the right ribs up to the sky. Reaching out through the right fingertips if you like, or connecting the hands behind the head and pressing the left elbow into the left side to twist yourself further open. Left toes still standing tall. Good, come all the way up and twist across that right thigh. Spine nice and tall, back fingertips light. And then bring yourself back to the middle. Just move your right foot out to the side a bit and bring your left foot in to join. Just bring your feet as close towards your pelvis as you can, but make sure you don't get stuck down in your lower back. Hold your feet or your ankles and pull yourself back up tall. Press your knees to the floor as you roll the soles of your feet to the ceiling. Breathe here. This is really nice to do against a wall. So if you've got a wall to reverse into now, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, use your core, use the strength of your back to keep you tall here as you stretch those hips out. Okay, we're going to keep the spine long. We're going to try and go forward. So just like all our other forward folds, go chin first, reach forward. You can use your arms a bit, but use your back more. Let your back be strong and straight. And then we'll let forehead round to the feet. So dropping the head, finding that round back and breathing. And rolling yourself all the way back up. Okay, we're going to spin back down onto our backs. We're going to finish there. If you want to make sure you have everything you want for Shavasana, maybe grab a mouthful of water. We've got a few more shapes to make, but just have those things handy, then you don't have to get up in a second. And come down onto your back with your knees up to the sky, feet flat on the floor. All right, we're going to flex the left foot and bring the left foot onto the right knee, and then try and press the right knee out to the side, coming to find figure four or pigeon, reclined pigeon here. Now we want to keep our shoulders and our upper body nice and relaxed. You're very welcome to pick up your right foot and try and squeeze your right leg in and take hold. If that leaves you with your upper body off the floor, either put something under your hips or put something under your back so that all of your back is touching something. You can extend the right leg up if you like. I prefer to hold my shin. Wherever you are, breathe. Inhaling and exploring. Exhaling and letting whatever you don't need melt away. Good, let's bring the right foot down to the floor. Leave your left foot on your knee. Arms maybe out wide and then roll over onto the right side with the left foot. Keep the shoulders heavy in the mat and let your hips twist. If you want to here, you could hold left shin with right hand. You could maybe even grab the right toes with the left hand, but make sure your upper body, your face, stays relaxed. Good. Release any extras. Find your way back to the middle. And then you're going to roll to the left side, so the weight of your left foot, left leg, draws your right knee closer to the floor. If that feels like too much, you can let your left leg come under your right. If you want a bit more, you can try and stick your thighs together, even coming into eagle legs, tucking your toes behind your calf. As long as you can keep your upper body relaxed, find the extra bits that work for you. Maybe you let your head roll in the opposite direction to your knees. Untangling and finding your way back to the middle, and just taking a moment to reset the shoulders, reset the hips, and get your back body back into the mat. And then we'll flex the right foot and bring it up onto the left knee. Press the right knee out, and then go ahead and explore what works on this side. As always, hips, shoulders, side bodies, they don't tend to be the exact same. So just work with what you need. Add any support underneath you. Keep yourself relaxed and breathe. Okay, left foot comes down, arms release out to the sides, and roll the right foot over to the left, twisting through the hips. Shoulders stay heavy, face relaxed. If it feels good, you can hold right shin with the left hand. Maybe you can find your left toes with your right hand. Stay nice and relaxed here. And then release the extra bits, come back through the middle, and all the way over to the right. So again, if it's too much, let your right leg come under your left. If you want more, stick the thighs tighter, or even tuck the right toes behind the left calf. Maybe rolling the head to the left. And untangle. And find your way back to the middle. And maybe it feels good to just let the knees fall in on each other, fall out to the sides with your feet together. Maybe you want to bring your legs in for a hug and have a little roll around. And then when you're ready, get yourself into a comfortable position. If you'd rather sit, that's fine. Otherwise, finding a reclined position where you can be relaxed. Maybe popping some socks on, your jumper on, a blanket. And just coming back to that breath we started with. Maybe you find a longer count works better now. Maybe the same count just feels a bit different. Whatever you find, don't worry about it. Just log it. Our yoga practice is meant to be every day. Certainly more than just one time and it's done. So don't worry, whatever happens today, as long as we're breathing, there's always another chance. Just letting your body be comfortable and supported by the ground beneath you. Watching your breath, letting it settle back into its natural rhythm now. Bringing you what you need and taking away what you don't. And as your body and your breath settle, invite your mind to do the same. Not to stop, turn off, block anything out, but becoming an observer without reaction. Allowing thoughts and distractions to come and to go without following, as you let yourself rest. You did the best you could today, and that is always enough. As the softness starts to spread through the toes, feet, ankles, legs heavy as your knees, bottom, hips, relax. All the way up your spine, your whole back, and your shoulders melting down. Your belly soft, and your chest open. The length of your arms, relaxing, releasing your elbows, wrists, hands, fingers. Your neck and your throat free, letting go of your jaw, lips, teeth, tongue. And your whole face soft. Cheeks, eyes, forehead, the back of your head, your whole body, soft, heavy, and relaxed. As you bring your attention in, either resting at the space between your eyebrows or in heart center. And gently bringing your attention back to your breath. Feeling that cool inhale fill you up, new space, new energy, and that warm exhale carrying away anything that no longer serves you. Feeling each breath bring a little more energy in, feeling it start to build, start to spread, down the arms to the fingers, down the legs to the toes, finding a little wiggle, and a little bit more as you reconnect your mind and your body with your breath, shifting your attention, bringing back movement, piece by piece, toes to nose, stretching all the way out, tucking all the way in, and giving yourself a big hug. And just say thank you to you for this time this evening. Time to move with kindness and patience. And take that, along with the peace and calm that you've created, into your evening, into your weekend. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, carefully coming up to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, just rolling your head side to side, stretching out through your neck. And back to the middle. Next inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, drop. 2 more. hands to prayer at your heart. And just feeling the positivity that you've created by making this time for you, sealing it in for when you need it next. If you'd like to join me in an arm, you're very welcome. Inhaling. Bring your prayer to your forehead. Always think good thoughts. Your prayer to your lips. Always speak good words, especially to yourself. And returning your hands to your heart. Always do good things. Opening your eyes. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes on the chat, so please, if you've got anything to say, let me know. And otherwise, see you here same time next week. And yeah, really enjoyed this, so I hope you guys did too. Have a lovely evening and a lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay well. Namaste. Oh, and for those of you that are used to my regular classes, where we have the owls and the unicorns, I'll pick an owl in a moment and I'll put it up in my Instagram story. If you don't already follow me, then you can find me. It's @yoga with Lizzie Higgins. I'll chuck it in the chat sideline now. Same as my name on the schedule, and you can see it there. Lots of love. Bye.
Quick class.
Is it every driver that they needed to know?
She hasn't posted.
Oh, that's nice.
Very sweet.
Guess I turned the legs off, right?
I think so.
Good. I'm just going to turn these off.
It's kind of calm. Are we allowed to be warm?
So, yeah.